Can start.
Distinguished participants, HOD, and staff members, a very good morning to one and all, and thank you for joining the fourth day of Josephite Alumini Conclave 2.0, organized by the Department of Information Technology. We are gifted to have wonderful alumni from our department across the globe to give you guidelines for further endeavors. Nothing can stop knowledge sharing even during this pandemic. With the help of technical advancements, we can do wonders. It gives me immense warmth and great pleasure to grace all your presence in today's conclave on the topic career opportunities and higher studies. In this glorious moment, I would want to extend my wishes on behalf of St. Joseph Institute of Technology. I would like to express my profound gratitude to our chairman, Dr. B. Babu Manoharan sir, our managing director, Mrs. P. Jessipriya ma'am, and our director, Mr. B. Sasisekhar sir, and finally our principal, Dr. P. Ravichandran sir, and our HOD, Dr. S. Kalarani ma'am, for giving us this opportunity to host this conclave. I want to convey my heartfelt welcome to Mr. Ram Vinod Ponaras, who is an alumni of the Josephite family of the year 2011 to 2015. He is a software engineer at Silver Peak, California, USA. He also has more than 3 years of experience in Java, Cloud SAS, web app developments, and also has a stronghold in AWS services including S3 Lambda, EMR, EC2. We are happy to have such a great personality here. Without any further delay, I invite Mr. Ram Vinod Ponarasu. Welcome you, sir. All the participants are awaiting your wonderful session.
Yeah. Thank you for the good introduction. So yeah, let me share my screen. Yeah. So So let me introduce myself. My name is Ram Vinod. I'm one of the first batch students in St. Joseph Institute of Technology. So I finished my master undergrad in 2015, and I worked in as a software engineer in Zoho for 3 years. And after finishing my 3 years of work in Zoho, I decided to pursue my master's in United States. So basically, I wanted to do masters because I felt somewhere in the line I stopped learning. My learning curve has stopped, and I got super comfortable in Zoho. But that's why when I decided to do masters. So this is today I'm going to share my journey from a boy from South India, like basically from Tirunelveli, a small town in Tirunelveli, and from there I came to Chennai, and from there I came to masters. So this is basically my journey, and I hope to share more knowledge on some of the myths that there is in the masters in US and how difficult it is and all those. I'm going to burst some myths, and yeah, let's dive in. So why? Well, I'm going to talk about two important topics here. So why MS and why this topic? So basically, MS, like down the line around 2005 or 2010, 10 years back, having a engineering degree is like, it's a big thing. You have you will be recognized as you have done something, and that is a higher job opportunities and everything. But now in 2020, that becomes like your 12th standard certificate. So basically, undergrad, it's like a basic. It becomes a basic degree. That's right now that's not enough to carry forward in your life or career opportunities. So that's why masters is really important. And why this topic? Basically, as I said, I'm from a small town in South Tamil Nadu. It's a deep south. So I don't have any friends or family members or relatives in United States or abroad who can help me with preparation of masters. I don't even know how to start with preparing for MS or how it actually it is. So it, I preferred, like, if someone had already when I was in my undergrad, if someone has given me that knowledge, I think I would have pursued this journey like much earlier. So basically, I never thought or dreamt of doing this masters before like 2018. So I just realized after 3 years of doing my work, I started seeing people from my office going to masters, doing higher studies in abroad, like going to Australia, Canada, and US. That's when I realized, okay, so I have to do something about it, and that's how my journey begins. So this topic is basically to the students who are just like me, who thinks that MS in US or MS in abroad, it's basically not their cup of tea, or it is like it's a huge thing that they can never pull off. So that's where I want to I want to convey these messages. Like the entire session is for those students. So yeah, let's I'll talk about these topics, like what are the things you should do, or at least in my opinion, you guys should be doing in undergrad. The 4 years, you have like huge time. You can do a lot of things in your undergrad. And after the UG, like basically after undergrad, what are all the things, the different paths you can take, and what are the career opportunities and those stuff. And road to higher studies, like if you decide to do higher studies, like there are like various options, and what are the steps involved in it, and those things I'll be talking about that. And the confusion, like basically which country to choose, and which masters, whether to go for MS program or MIS or IT or like stuffs like that. So data science, there are like huge array of options. And also there are stuffs like choosing the better ranking college, or like the better location, whichever, like there are like whole lot of things comes in that part. And then university application process. So once that is done, you have to like do the application process itself will take a lot of time. So it's basically you have to fill in a lot of pages, like you have to get SOP, LOR, and you have to like coordinate with your staff members, and they have to upload it to the application. And it's again, it's a huge application process. And then there comes the loan process. This is the financial side, that where you have to get how much loan you have to get, and how much it will actually cost to complete your masters. And basically what all the things you have to take care of in financial aspects. So that is that. And for higher education, um, yeah, so basically what you will actually do after your loan process and those stuffs. And US visa process, it's again, it's a different beast. You have, that's a lot of documentation involved in preparing for visa. And this is same for all the other countries as well, but US particularly has like as you all know, it has very stringent law, and it has very strict immigration law. So you have to the process is like much harder than other countries like Canada or Australia, where you don't have to even attend a visa interview. So that is that. And so surviving in MS in US, basically what are the things you will be facing once you come here, like what the first month of coming to US will be, and how the transition from Indian education system to US education system, and what all the things you will be doing to, and basically how to cope up with all the stuff. It will be very like a stressful thing. You'll have to handle those things. But yeah, let me share my experience, and I hope that will be helpful for you. And also there are like different career opportunities in IT industry. Like there are again a lot of misconception about only the coding job or like software engineering. That's not it. There are a lot of opportunities in IT industry, and there are like whole lot of streams like you can choose and you can concentrate on, and I'll be talking about those as well. Yeah, and I also wanted this session to be live Q&A session, but then I just got to know yesterday that it is going to be a not so interactive session as Zoom. So yeah, I think it will be a very short session for like 30 minutes or 45 minutes. You can keep ask questions, and I'll so this basic session is I want to answer all of your questions, like your doubts and what all the things you want to know. That's the major goal of this session. I'll just go over the basic stuff, like just sharing my experience and what all the things I think that you guys should know. Yeah, moving forward, undergrad. So undergrad, right? So like give importance to practical knowledge, like you apart from unit like you guys will be writing unit test and your semester exams, and I know like there are a lot of things to do with your current semester work and other theoretical things. Apart from that, like why I'm stressing this as a first point is because your book knowledge will not be sufficient when you go out. So your just classroom knowledge will not be enough when you go out. So you need exposure, you need practical knowledge, and you should know how things work, and how the networking and the exposure you get from these things will help a lot. That's what matters when you go out of undergrad. So attend other college events, like I said, attend symposiums, and there are like apart from that there are like a lot of college events that's been going on. Like right now I know there's COVID and everything, but I'm sure like after within 6 months it will all be over. If you are in first year or second year, make sure you attend all these events. Basically you will gain a lot of insights and exposures, and you can get to know a lot of things about how other universities, other colleges like host events, and how their culture works. And you will also get to know about the uh, you can make networks, and you can communicate with others. It really helped me personally. So I used to attend a lot of outside college events, and that basically, as I said, we are the first batch students of St. Joseph's Institute of Technology. So we don't have any specific, like we don't have uh, seniors or juniors. We are the seniors and we are the juniors for us. So we have to figure out all these things by ourselves. And we have to like, of course there is a huge support from HOD ma'am and everyone. I should actually thank them for like giving the opportunity to us, and basically believe the bunch of 19-year-old kids to experiment and implement a lot of things by handling events. And we involved in we uh, it, basically we involved in all the other things like clubs and hosting websites for the every year events, and that's hosting symposium events and magazines. So there are a lot of things, right? And yeah, try to host a intra-department hackathon, like do like within your department, or like within just IT department of like choose second year, third year, or final year, like or within your section. Try to come up with a project and hackathon. I'm sure like this is more important than other things, right? So you can even right now with COVID, there are like a lot of new doors open up. Like you can do a lot of things in virtual. I have been working for 7 months virtually from my home. So you can even host a hackathon online, And on weekends you can host a 12 hour or 24 hours hackathon and pick a project of your choice, or ask your department. I'm sure definitely the staffs or HOD ma'am can help you with that. And choose a topic and try to like host that event. You will gain a lot of knowledge, and try to also make sure you host these projects in your GitHub. So GitHub is again, it's a major thing in since you are an IT student or computer science student, and these things become de facto in industries. So right now the engineers are like, there are a lot of engineers out there, the competition is more, and these things are like, you are supposed to uh, learn these things, and they are expecting you to know these things before. They don't want you to like want to train you guys in these aspects. Like of course, if you go to service based company, then there are stuff that they will like give you practice, like training, and they will put you at some random job. So you would like testing, but you would have thrown into development. And there are other guys who like to do coding, but they will be thrown into um, like QA, and like do some Excel sheet stuff. So that is that. But if you are going to a product based company like Zoho or Freshdesk or anything like that, so these companies like you are expected to do things on your own. Like you have to take responsibility there, and you have to understand the version control system, GitHub. And basically when you go to interviews, these are the stuffs, the basic, this will be considered as your resume. So what all the things you know and what all the things you did. And yeah, try to host all these projects in GitHub, and join different clubs in your college. I'm sure in St. Joseph's you have a lot of clubs. I myself part of entrepreneurship club and quiz club and English club, and I have won a lot of prizes in that. So again, this will help you. Like all I'm saying, in undergrad, I'm sure you guys will there is no escape from your unit test and other assignments. You have to do that anyway. Apart from those stuff, you do these things. Like these are the things that will going to that are going to help you with your job search. And basically this will give you a lot of exposures, like to communicate with others. And this is basically what gave me that the communication skills. And that basically removes my helps to talk in a stage. Then I overcome my stage fear. Everything happens with all these things. And within your undergrad, try to find your passion. Like it can be anything. Like if you are good at coding, yeah, you are like already you can improve that knowledge. But there are a lot of I know because I did 4 years of undergrad, and I know a lot of friends who are not so interested in coding. So there are a lot of other things. Like you can start preparing and do a coursework, or try to learn. Like in this 2020, like you can learn anything in Udemy and Coursera. There are a lot of stuff in there. So and also they provided, you can basically attend Stanford online class from right from Chennai. So these are the things that technology opens up for us. So there is no excuse for us not to learn things, right? So yeah, try to find your passion. Within this 4 years, you will learn a lot of things. And this precious time will not come. So after 4 years, you will be faced with a lot of other stressful things, and the other things basically. So these in this is like a golden period. Try to find your passion, try different things, try coding, try designing, try content writing. Yeah, there are a lot of other stuff. I'll go deep into these topics on the upcoming slides. But yeah, that's about this. After UG, right? So here where the reality sets in, right? I think I'm sure like in the seventh semester final year, it almost the reality sets in. You're done with all the enjoyment that the college has to offer. And basically you would have taken a lot of things not so serious, and you could have taken lightly. But here you have to choose a path, right? Whether to go down a job or your higher studies. And if you're going to a job, don't rush, don't like choose the first one that comes. I'm sure you will get better on campus uh, y- jobs like from CTS, Infosys, Wipro, the first day campus recruitments and everything. But try to like push past that and try to get a even if it is a startup company. I would prefer going to that instead of going to service based companies, basically because there you will learn a lot of things, and there you will have the vibes, right? Basically you have to do a lot of things, and there will be a lot of responsibilities for you. So I would personally prefer going to a product based company, even that is like a 5 member or 10 member startup. I would still prefer that. So yeah, try to think about that, and don't rush into the first job you get, and don't get settled in. So these things also. To the final year is when you have to decide like whether you are going to do higher studies or whether you're going to do a job. In my personal experience, I would suggest going to a job for like at least 1 year, and then go for a higher studies. And definitely do your GRE or like other exams, finish all these exams like preliminary entry exams in the final year itself, because that will help you a lot. That will like basically it will be much easier to study and write these exams while you are in college. Basically you will get that mentality, right? You can it is easy to sit and study and write exams. But after a year, when you are like into working, there will be work pressure. Basically there you will have a lot of responsibilities. Within in your college you don't have that much responsibilities. Basically you have to study, that's it. But out there you will have to respond. I mean, you have to be responsible, and everything else are there. And you can't really do a lot of things when you actually go to work. You'll come really tired late in the evening, like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then you have to like muster up your like willpower to study after 8 o'clock with all you'll be working the whole day, and then you have to come back and start learning for GRE. And that's something that is like almost close to impossible. But uh, uh, it is possible, but then it is much easier if you can do it in your final year. And these exams are you can actually valid for like 3 years and 5 years validity. So that doesn't matter, like you can finish it in your final year itself. So that's about this. That's my personal opinion. Trying a job for 1 year and then going to higher studies. I'll tell you why in other slides. So okay, so if you decide to do higher studies, or after your 1 year of work, if you want to do higher studies, even if you don't want to do higher studies, these are the exams like GRE and TOEFL. It basically try to start learning these things from. If you are a first year student, do it, start right now. If you're second year students, like yeah, do it now. There will be like you will have a lot of time to prepare, and actually like every year you can improve yourself in the GRE exams. And like even if you don't have any idea about coming to US, you will never know what will like what will happen in down the line, like 3 years or 5 years. As I said before, I never dreamt of coming to US. I mean, basically doing masters. I'm an average backbench student who like you guys. I basically thought uh, so finishing the undergrad with no arrears itself a big deal. So I never thought of doing another degree. But here I am, finished my masters with almost 4 out of 4 CGPA, and now I'm working in California. So yeah, you'll never know what will happen down the line, what opportunities are ahead of you. So it's better to be prepared than like you can do it down the line, but it's much easier if it is. If someone has told me this, I would have probably done this GRE in like second year or third year. So it would be much easier to study and write an exam. It's a 3.5 hours exam. I literally died after 3 years of working in Zoho, and I have to like I lived in Annanagar, so I have to come from Gudwanjeri to Annanagar. That's like a 2 hours journey, and after coming back to home, I have to study for like 2 to 3 hours, and then I have to wake up early in the morning. So these things, to avoid these things, try to write it in your college days itself. And yeah, so basically I would prefer like 3 months is enough to do a GRE, like prepare for a GRE. And you can I think you can book a slot 15 days earlier. And and also I prefer studying it from your book. I don't prefer, like, there are a lot of other digital stuff like Mongoose app, and there are a lot of apps to prepare for GRE. And there are a lot of courses in Udemy or like Coursera, and again there are a lot of things in digital format. But I tried that, and I thought I preferred studying. And then I bought book. Thankfully, like our college has provided that GRE book. That's what helped me. I didn't buy a new book. I just used my old GRE book that I got from college when I initially admitted in the first year. So that helped me a lot, and I used that GRE book. Basically, why I'm telling to do it in book is you will get a lot of notifications in mobile. You'll try to study, but then there will be someone pinging you to like ask you to come to PUBG game or something like that, right? There will be a lot of distractions. Basically, you will get a lot of notifications from WhatsApp and whatnot. So that is that. And even if you do it in your computer, you'll slowly drag your way to YouTube and start watching Netflix. And yeah, these things will happen with digital media. It's with there are like so much distraction comes with digital format. So I would personally prefer book, but basically that also helps me to keep track of each chapters I complete. So I'll make myself a deadline. So okay, like today I'm going to do these many chapters or these many pages, and that gives you some sense of appreciation, like you have done this much, you have completed this many pages. These sense of achievement won't come from digital media. So I would prefer the book than these things. And after writing your GRE, don't wait more than 1 or 2 weeks. Like even before writing your exam, GRE exam, try to book your slot for TOEFL or IELTS. And basically, you will prepare almost 19 to 95%. Almost 90% of preparation for TOEFL will be already you would have prepared already in GRE. So the same thing will repeat in TOEFL and IELTS. The only extra thing is like uh, the essay writing and these stuff that will take almost like not more than 1 week to do. There are already like a lot of templates and you can study that. But if you take a month gap after GRE, then you would probably forgot all those things you prepared for GRE, and you have to again study all these things like all over again. So that is a waste of time and waste of energy. So believe me, even though if you are not confident about doing TOEFL and IELTS, just go for it. Just book a slot and go for it. I'm sure. And also TOEFL marks are not so important. It's basically about give you a like you have to have an eligibility criteria. For example, TOEFL it's 120 marks, and for 120, 90 is like so like even the second tier colleges, like the really good colleges, requires only 90, and that is like they will just have the threshold limit, right? Whether this mark, you have to get this mark to be eligible. Even if you got if the standard is like if the college has a threshold of 90, even if you get 110 or 115, that doesn't really matter. You will not be given more points for getting 115 in TOEFL or IELTS. So yeah, go for it. That will like give you much better chance of getting a good score in TOEFL. And then university selection and shortlist. This is again a huge dilemma and process, which university to select or shortlist. Basically, there are like huge array of options when it comes to masters. And first, there is like a lot of things you have to choose. Whether you have to choose the countries, like basically there are a lot of good countries where you can do masters, like Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, or Europe and Canada, basically, and US. And these there are like a lot of good universities, world recognized universities are out there. But again, if that is that itself a huge process, and then once you boils down to which country, then again there comes like lot of options, like which location to choose, which rank of college, like where you have to look at ranking. There are three types of ranking itself. And then you have to look at the university's funding, and what all the research, ongoing research that's been going on in that university. And you should also look at the course structure. So each, not all universities provides all courses. You have to look at different course structures. And so there comes a lot of university selection and shortlist process. And I'll go deep into this section in coming slides. And then comes SOP, so statement of purpose, letter of recommendation, and anonymous transcript. So this will take a good amount of your time, like more than 1 or 2 months, and it's worth it. Like spend most of your time in statement of purpose and letter of recommendation. These things will make you stand out from the other candidates. So this will make you unique, and try to keep it unique. Refer others' statement of purpose, but don't copy it or like use the same words or sentence to it. Make it unique, make it inspirational. What makes you like come up with like, even if you don't have an inspirational story by yeah, you can come up with a really good story of your own, like connecting with your own life events, and the things that led you to this path, like doing computer science major in undergrad. And if you got a work experience, like why you choose this path. And then for masters, why do you want to do masters, and what is your future plans, or like goals about in computer science, or like whatever the field it is. And then letter of recommendation, again this like that should be minimum 2 to 3 letter of recommendation you should get. If you are like straight out of college, you have to get all three from your professors. Like I would prefer getting one from HOD, and one from your like let's say other HOD or lab HOD, and the third one from your project man the project professor, the project guide, basically. Yeah, try to get these three LORs from your staff members. And if you are in working, I mean, if you worked for a while, like say 1 or 2 years, try to get at least one letter of recommendation from your manager. I know that's kind of difficult. What's happened to me is like I had few friends from other teams who are in a lead position or manager position. That's when the networking plays a role, right? That's why you have to network with a lot of people. Like this person is from uh, my cab, basically. So we travel every day together. So I got the LOR from him, and yeah, I had 4 LORs basically. So SOP and LOR, spend like really good time, review it, change it, and give it to others to review it. Try to like make it more unique, and ask them whether it is inspirational. Do all these things basically. apart from your GRE and TOEFL scores, this will play a really good role in your the selection process, basically. And then anonymity transcript. So this is the one mistake I did. I waited for long to get this anonymity transcript because basically I didn't know it would take 20 days to 1 month. I thought I just need to go to anonymity and apply for it, and I will get it in 2 days. That's what I thought. But the reality is, you would have to wait for 20 days to 1 month, and I didn't have that much time, and I thankfully I got it in 20 days, and I went ahead and applied to other universities. And also you have to right now, so previously 3-4 years back, you have to send your NIST transcript as well along with your application. But right now everything became digital, and you don't have to send or post your NIST transcript to the college, whatever you want to, like whichever college you want to apply for. So you can basically scan this document and upload it in your online application form. So it's okay to get 2 to 3 copies. I got some 10 copies, but that's not really needed. I would like, you can still get it like 3 to 5 copies, and take a digital format out of it, and try to use that. Yeah. So these are the things you have to. These are the process basically to the preparation before applying to universities. You have to choose your like you have to shortlist bunch of universities, and then you have to write your GRE, TOEFL, and you have to prepare SOP, LOR, and an honesty transcript. Then comes the confusions, right? Here you will have, like I said, there are like in my opinion, if you are a computer science or IT student, I would prefer US or Canada, other than like rather than doing it in Europe or Australia. So the reason is, in our field, in computer science and IT field, I prefer US. This it has basically US is where the innovation starts. Here, this is where there are like a lot of innovations here. What basically they introduce new things, and basically the other countries are like like let's say the Apple phone. It's like designed in California, but manufactured in China and tested it in India and other countries. And like even they manufacture it in other countries, but the innovation starts here. This is same for like almost all industries, like computer science, IT, and electronics and everything. And then comes with US or Canada, there is the one huge factor with this is US have a lot of opportunities, where comes a lot of like competitions. You will face a lot of competitions when you like finish your masters and try to get a job, and that is going to be really hard. But the same thing is with Canada, right? The Canada has much less competition, and also there are like much less opportunities as well when it comes to computer science and IT. So in that case, uh, it weighs same, like lower opportunities and lower competitions, and lower um, higher opportunities in US and higher competition. So that equals out. And then with the another main thing is the US immigration laws. That's the like breaking point. If you are like if you don't want to deal with all the stress and the immigration stuff going on here, and the Trump's immigration rule, if you are worried about all these stuff, go for Canada. So that Canada is like much like you won't face any such these documentation work. Even for US, you have to the US visa interview itself a big thing. Like it is like writing your GRE or writing your 12th exam. That's what it is when you do a visa visa interview. But Canada, for Canada visa, like you don't have to do all these things. You just post your documents to the Canadian embassy, and everything will be processed in a week or two, and you will get your visa in no time. And this is much easier. And also there are the immigration laws are for students is also very like not so hard like that. Basically, you will find it. US laws are very stringent. You can't work outside of your campus, and you can't work even after for your internship, or even after you finish your degree. You can't work in any industry you want. You have to whatever the masters, the concentration you did, or the domain you took in masters, you have to do your job in that domain. You can't do it in like any other domain. That's the another major thing. With Canada, you are like free to do anything from day one. You can work anywhere. You can even work as a Uber driver or whatever you want. Like a lot of students in Canada are doing that. And I think that is also a disadvantage. Like you can with US, you are like you will be very concentrated on your you'll have that fear, right? Within 3 months after your masters, you have to get a job in 3 months. That is not a case in Canada. You will have like one good year to like find a job, and any job would work to stop your visa time in Canada. But in US, it is much difficult. So if you are worried about immigration laws and other documentation works regarding your visa, you go for Canada. Otherwise, if you can handle that, the US is always better than Canada, in my personal opinion. And then comes location or ranking. So if you decide to choose, 1 minute. So if you decide to choose US, and there are like lot of factors again comes when to choose the universities. Like in my personal opinion, I would prefer location than ranking, unless yeah, this is something this is the question you have to ask yourself, whether to what is the reason you are coming to do the US, and why are you doing masters. If you are like doing a data scientist concentration or data science concentration, you are going to be a data scientist, and you are like uh, you have to do a lot of research or you have to do PhD, then choose ranking. That will help you a lot, because with ranking there comes a lot of fundings and research, and these things are like there. If you are coming to US just to finish your masters and find a good job, then choose location. The pros and cons of location is the pros. The main thing about pros is you will get a lot of job opportunities in no time or effort. You can get internship, and the full time also it's not very difficult to get into. So let's say you are doing masters in California or Los Angeles or New York, or let's say Chicago. So in these locations, you will have a higher probability of getting a job. Getting a job easily without any like huge effort, and that is the pro of location. The cons is there comes huge like the cost of living and the fee structure would be high in these locations, again because you are living in a city, and that will cost you more from like your rent, from your groceries, and all these things cost you extra. With There are like other universities which has higher ranking but not in the major cities. Basically I went to UNCC, University of North Carolina, Charlotte. It's not that big city, but it has like a really good, the campus is so good. It's a huge campus. It's a state university with a lot of research going on and everything. And so every other things works well, but then after coming to again, there was no one to like guide me. I don't have any friends who are like actually in US, or I don't have any relatives to guide which one to choose. So I just chose the one which cost less. Basically, I don't want to take so much loan. So that itself took me 30 lakhs. But then that is the like lower end of the spectrum. 30 lakhs is the lower end of your spectrum, and it can go up to like 70, 80 lakhs if you go to like big universities like Stanford, MIT, and also you can get in those universities you can get fundings. And yeah, these are the things you have to take into consideration. But if you are not into research and other things, and if you just want to, if you don't consider like worried about the cost of living, then you can choose you can give preference to location, and that will like also the hourly pay in these locations are also higher than the other non so good cities like Charlotte or other low end cities or developing cities. That will have a lower hourly pay and lower cost of living, and these location will have higher hourly pay and higher tax and higher cost of living. So and then comes the season, right? With in masters in US, there are like three seasons here: spring, summer, and fall. Unlike our Indian system, we have only 2 semesters per year, but here there are 3 semesters. The two major semesters are spring and fall. Okay, first let me tell you the duration. Like spring is from January to May, and summer is like people don't usually take summer classes. Summer classes is basically like a 1 month class or 2 months class. It's basically like short term classes. They don't prefer taking that. And then fall is your normal thing from August to December. That's the main intake. A lot of people from international, like a lot of international students come on fall during August. But then spring is also fine. The spring, it basically comes down to like how long you want to do your masters, whether you want to do it in 3 semesters or whether you want to do it in 4 semesters. It's up to you. Based on that, you can choose spring semester or fall semester. So I came on fall semester, but I will talk more about spring semester in the last slide. Okay. Now comes the application process. So basically, once you shortlist your universities, you have to do it in a manner like people usually say the easy to get college. You have to apply. There is no like uh, workaround way for getting a admission in a good university. It's a trial and error. You have to apply like you will research about that university and how much what all the profiles that got into that university. Basically you can check what all the like how much GPA, like GPA, and how much GRE and how much TOEFL, and what all the profile that the people had previously, like in 2018 and 2019. You can verify those things and shortlist like what is like easy to get for you with your GRE score. Let's say you got some 310 out of 340, and try to there are a lot of websites that will give you the shortlisted version of like what all the universities you can apply for 310 GRE. You can search for each score. You can do your own research about that. So whatever score you get, that will be take to easy to get universities, which means if you get 310 GRE score, try to the easy to get will be 305. They have the record of taking people at 305, or 300 to 305 is your easy to get. Moderate is 310 to 315, like basically 305 to 315, have plus or minus 5 in both cases. So that will be your moderate to get universities. And then one ambitious universities, that is like 320. When your GRE score is less, as I said before, just not just the GRE score matters, like in your shortlisting process. Your GPA matters, your GRE, yeah, mainly the SOP. If your SOP is so inspiring, and the professor who reading your SOP, and who basically the professor who validates your uh, verifying your application got impressed from your SOP, then there is a chance with like even though you have a 310 GRE, that your work experience and your SOP can match up to 310 or 320, and they can provide yeah, admission to that college as well. So ambitious, it's like it's basically your luck. So this is how things work. This is how people uh, do things. You can, if because this will cost you money as well, right? Each to apply for each college, it will cost somewhere from 5K to 10K per university. So you cannot apply, go on and apply like 10, 20 applications. Yes, you can. That will cost you like almost 2 lakhs or somewhere like that. And you can apply from somewhere between 5 to 7 universities. Like you can basically increase one in your moderate and one in your ambitious to increase your chance in these things. So that's the combination you have to go for. But try to have at least two in your easy to get, so that you can fall back. Like even though your luck doesn't plays well in your moderate and ambitious, you will always get your easy to get universities. And then the things to remember, right? When you shortlist your do your application process, you have to concentrate on your fees, cost of living, and basically the fees comes with if it is a state university, then there is a much chance you can the fee structure will be much lower if it is a state university. And there are like other universities, like private universities, and these things that will cost you more, and also that comes with their own perks, like they will give you co-op internship, and there are a lot of things. Like one example is NEU universities. And yeah, fees is basically depends on what type of university you choose, and cost of living depends on what type of location you choose, whether you choose a suburban or rural, or the cities like San Francisco, New Jersey, New York, or Illinois Institute of Technology, or anywhere in Illinois, Chicago, or Miami. So if you choose these cities, the cost of living is so high, like that is like 2 to 3 times high. And yeah, you can also adjust by like sharing your room with one or two people, but then still it's like a huge amount when it comes to cost of living in bigger cities. And then you have to consider whether this cost of living is it worth it, right? uh, if I get a San Jose State University in California, I would I wouldn't consider having the much higher cost of living, because the San Jose State University is itself a really good university. I'll be like very sure that I will get an internship, and that I will get a good job in Bay Area, Silicon Valley. So with that assurance, I can simply omit the cost of living factor. So you have to consider that. Other thing is, if you, let's say you get a best university like Ivy League university, say Stanford or MIT or the Carnegie Mellon. So these are like Ivy League universities. If you got into that university, then I won't prefer like choosing location, because that university name will speak about you, and the companies will come and grab you like anything. So again, so you have to consider whether spending this much amount is worth it or not. And then the things to consider, whether there is an Indian student community there. And again, if you are uh, like I believe you all are Tamil, so also try to consider whether there is a good Tamil restaurants, because you will these are the things you uh, take it for granted, right? Dad, you will miss these things a lot. You will find you will try to find people just to talk to them in Tamil, and you'll get excited when you go to Walmart or a grocery shop, and you'll hear someone talking in Tamil or in your native language. You'll get super excited and like, wow, oh, okay. So these things will happen. So almost, and you don't have to worry about the Indian community, because almost all we are now like third majority in US, apart from the white American and black Americans. Then comes us, the the brown people. We are like almost everywhere, so you will find a lot of Indian community. But also find whether there is an Indian student community. That will also help you with making food and other stuff, and also the Tamil restaurants. So this is one thing I like struggled to find for a long time. In Charlotte, there are a lot of Indian restaurants. So whenever in US, if you see a restaurant, that is basically like uh, you'll find it, whether that is a now you'll find a lot of Hyderabadi biryanis and rotis, naans, but not sambar, idlis, and those. So you will miss those things. Okay, let me quickly go. I think I spend a lot of time in those slides. Okay, so the loan process comes the financial documents, and you have to prepare all the financial documents. Like you have to get your chartered accountant and try to evaluate your properties and get a estimate. And these things will help you with your loan process and also to get your I-20. I-20 is basically the what it's a legal document given by the universities once you get an admit. To get this I-20, you have to submit a financial document just to say, like, I have enough money to come and pursue masters. So that has to be they specify some amount in I-20. The amount you have to uh, give to them or in the visa interview, that should be at least 1.5 times the amount that is specified in your I-20. And then the visa process comes. These are the documents. So I never went to like any consultancies for even for GRE preparation or for even for like filling out visa process. I did it on my own. So once you get your I-20, you have to fill your DS-160 form. It's a online student visa form, like not a student visa, it's a online non-immigrant visa application form. You have to fill that, and then you have to basically collect all the documents that is specified in the DSA 160 form, and in the website you will have all this information. And then comes you have to schedule your interview, visa interview, and that's it. You will have to go and attend the visa interview. There is another. It itself a huge process. You can try research about it, in a lot of Age Unix, Yocket website. So they will share their visa interview experience. That will help you a lot when you go. You can get an idea about what all the things they will ask and everything. And then surviving in EMS, right? So that is again, even in masters, you will have to do your assignment, and everything is online, just like how you are doing it now in the COVID-19 scenarios. This is same in US as well. You have to do like a lot of midnight assignments. Like all the assignments will be the assignment deadlines will be 12 o'clock midnight, so you have to submit it before 12 o'clock. And the midnight assignment deadlines, you will have to like spend a lot of time skipping dinner, and you can see a lot of students like going around your student community banging heads and trying to find output and answers. So because plagiarism is a big thing in US, you could just simply like you can't simply copy it from Google or Stack Overflow or from your previous year students. So they take plagiarism very seriously, and you can even they can even deport you from US back to your country. So that is a serious thing. And then coursework, you have to cope up with your coursework, and there is a time you will have to like cope up with everything. The coursework, you will take like extra course subject, if it is if you're going to do it in 1.5 years within 3 semesters, you have to do your 4 subjects, and you have to like also do your part-time job to cope up with your living expenses, and try to get a TA, teaching assistant or research assistant. I was research assistant for one of my professors. So try to get one of these, and your life will be much easier, believe me. And you don't have to worry about like keep converting Indian rupees to dollars, and you don't have to do that. Once you get a part-time job on or at TA or RA, your life becomes much easier living in US. And then getting internship in summer, like try to prepone this process like 6 months. Like let's say the summer starts at May, you have to start applying for internship from December itself, or like November itself. You have to be like super early to get secure your internship. And finishing your masters like with flying colors is basically, yeah, once you invest so much money, like say like 30 lakhs or 40 lakhs, you that comes a like responsibility. No one have to say anything to you, to like you'll have your own responsibility. And don't just got too much stressed in your academics. Try to chill and do it. You'll definitely like finish it. If here they have the scale is 4 CGPA, you will definitely score anywhere above 3.6. I'm sure about that. Everyone will score above 3.6. And it is very easy to score 3.8 and even 4 out of 4 in some cases. And comes the myths, like people think MS is hard. Of course, MS is hard, but not in the academic or the coursework perspective. So along with MS, there comes a lot of other things, like you will get lonely, and there will be point you will get depressed from your coursework and everything. That there won't be any. You will miss a lot of things in the part of 2 years time. So that's what makes MS hard. But the academic system is like it's really cool. You'll find it really uh, like it's an actual learning. You'll find it enjoyable there. And less intake in spring, right? So as I said in the previous slides, and the January intake is not there is no less intake in spring. But the thing is, people believe coming on Jan, because they believe they want to do it in 2 years. That's why a lot of people come in January. Actually, the spring is like there is no difference from January. People think they won't get internship and stuff like that, but that's not true. And for if you come at in spring, there won't be much financial aid. Financial aid doesn't involve anything with spring or fall. Like whichever semester you come, the financial aid purely based on your academic and your profile. And then spring admitted students are not eligible for internship. This is again another myth. Like you have to finish. Of course, you have to finish 2 semesters before getting an internship. So basically coming in spring will have additional advantage. You can have 2 summers in US, so that's I think that's an advantage. And then visa issues, where people think there is a much approval rate in August than by January. That's not true. Visa doesn't involve anything about the season, which season you want to come in. It basically depends on your genuinity and like how your profile and everything. So career opportunities is like this. There are a lot of these are the things you can. There is a myth, like if you're not good at coding, don't just worry. There are like jobs. If you're good at Max, you can choose data scientist. If you're good at like SQL queries, you can choose data analyst. If you're good at content writing, or like if you're good at managing people, if you have a management skills, there is a IT management concentration. You can choose project manager, and then the business analyst. You can also do certain concentration in business analyst, and then designer, user experience and UI. These are all there are a lot of I just mentioned few. There are like apart from coding, there are a lot of other opportunities in IT industry that you can explore. And COVID impact, the pre-COVID, COVID, post-COVID, like pre-COVID, it's like it became super difficult to get a job in this situation. My friends are struggling to get a job right now, but I believe we find a way out of it. By within 6 months, everything will be normal. Even if you come next year, you will finish it in around 2023, and there will not be any trace about COVID, and you don't have to worry about any COVID related issues like economic depression or recession. You don't have to worry about those things. The people who are like trying to find a job right now, they have to worry about it, and you don't have to worry about, because you are going to finish it in like 2023. That's not a matter. And Trump's immigration law, that's again a thing right now, but I guess it will also will over in another 6 months. Basically by December it will all be over. If you are really concerned about these things, look out for November election. The Trump second term election is coming in November. If that decision, like who comes into power, will also play a huge role in immigration laws. Yeah. Thank you, and it's QA time. I know I rushed like for last few slides, but it's almost time. I thought I could finish it in 30 minutes, but then I spent 1 hour. Yeah.
Bro,
Yep.
we have a couple of questions from the chat box. Shall I post it
Yeah.
out?
Yes.
Okay. And the first question is from Arun Tilak. Does the completion of MS get us better pay?
Definitely yes. Yes, that's true. Even if you like, if you're not going to work in US, if you are going to come back to India, you'll definitely whatever you are getting right now will be like almost doubled. It based on like whatever you are getting now, but then you will definitely get almost doubled. That's definitely plays a huge role.
Okay. And then we do have another query.
Hmm.
Just a sec. I'm sorry. Okay. And the next question is, what are the
Hmm.
options I can consider if I want to
Hmm.
pursue my higher studies and then work in India?
Try to find a university where you can get better fundings so that you don't have to invest some like hectic like you don't have to be like so stressful about the amount you invest in. You can get a find a state university with better funding rate, and if you can get some good funding, like you can like waive off 50% of your fees. Let's say your fees is somewhere around 28 lakhs or 30 lakhs, you're going to pay like only 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs. So that will remove some of your burden so that you can finish your masters in US, and you can come back to India, and there will not be a huge burden on your shoulder to like finish off your loan or like take out that money. So that is still an option. Yeah.
Okay, bro. I think that's up with the queries.
Mm.
It was very useful session, bro.
Yeah. I hope so. Like I try to cover things, but I wanted it to be a live Q&A session instead of me blabbering about all these stuffs. I wanted to answer some of the most of the queries, like what all the doubts they have. But then I hope this is an informative session for you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was a very informative session. Okay.
Mhm.
Harshita, you can unmute and go ahead with the vote of thanks, and then we can wind up the session.
Hello. I don't know. It's coming like it got like it's coming like not responding, disconnecting, something like that.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience that Harshita is not able to give a word of thanks. So I'll convey my word of thanks right now. So you get what you work for. And
Yeah, I will give my vote of thanks. I consider it a great privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of Department of Information Technology of St. Joseph's Institute of Technology. And we are very proud that one of our student, alumni student, Ram Vinod, is here to give an excellent presentation and making this webinar an interesting and meaningful one. So I think so you took out a valuable time in your busy schedule, Ram Vinod. I would extend a special thanks to our patrons, Dr. B. Babu Manoharan sir, our chairman of St. Joseph's Group of Institutions, our managing director, Mrs. B. Jessipriya ma'am, and our director, B. Sashisekhar sir, and a beloved principal for all their inspiring words of wisdom and radiated a source of energy within us. We will remain grateful to them. Last but not the least, I thank all the dear students who showed interest in this particular webinar. Thank you, students. Thank you, Ram Vinod. Thank you for participating. Akash, you can give details of tomorrow's session.
So thank you, Niroshni ma'am. And thank you, participants, for your valuable time over us. And tomorrow at the same time at 10 o'clock, we have one more alumni of our St. Joseph, Ms. Vishnu Priya, who is going to deliver some tips-oriented university bank. So be connected. We'll see tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you so much.